We collect printed ephemera. We have one of, if not the world's largest collection of printed ephemera from these islands. And so I got out a few things here from the Queen's Platinum Jubilee and some things from the coronation in 1953, including what must be one of our most fragile documents. Forget papyri, forget Henrika's medieval manuscripts. This is a napkin that has survived from the celebrations in 1953, in remarkably good condition. And I have a plug here. Our curator, Julianne Lambert, is desperate to collect ephemera relating to the events that are happening at the moment, relating to the Queen. She has, our late Queen, she has one bus ticket so far. So this is a serious plea. If you find things, anything, it could be recipes, it could be local flyers, it could be yeah, anything. So please do gather stuff together and get in touch either with me or Alex, and we gratefully receive them. And you can be part of building our incredible collections. So this was something we acquired last, not this Wednesday gone, but the Wednesday before, and it is an annotated and corrected typescript of one of Michael Bond's Paddington stories. And it's Paddington Goes to Town. I think it's the only example of Michael Bond's manuscript work in an institution. And Paddington, as we've seen, is one of these characters who leaps from the pages of a book and becomes something more widely significant and culturally important. Here he is driving a psychiatrist around the bend. And you can see there's a first edition there that relates to the opening. We didn't just acquire it out of the blue. It's taken on a sort of pertinence subsequently. But we have incredible collections of children's literature, really astonishing collections. And so I just thought I would get out a couple of other things, and I can't remember whether I've shown these before. But one is the original manuscript of Kenneth Grahame's The Wind in the Willows, which was donated to the Bodleian by his widow Elspeth. And in fact, all the royalties from Kenneth Grahame's books were donated to the Bodleian, which established a Kenneth Grahame fund, which was endowed and enabled us to acquire further materials. So Kenneth Grahame and Elspeth did us a lot of good. And the story actually started when they had a rather difficult son, who's an Oxford student, in fact, called Alistair. His nickname was Mouse. And Kenneth Grahame and Elspeth wanted to take a holiday in Foy, down in Cornwall, and they wanted to leave their son behind with his nanny. And Alistair only agreed to it if his father continued by letter to tell him the story of Wind in the Willows. So we have those letters to Alistair, and Kenneth Grahame says, "Now I dare say you will want to hear something more of the sad misadventures of Mr. Toad." So It's a lovely example, actually, if I can get a little highfalutin, of the transmission of stories and narratives from an oral tradition of bedtime storytelling to an epistolary version in letters through to a final fair copy. So, oh, and I almost forgot, a little bit of fun. Ian Fleming, who I think was involved in the preparation for the D-Day landings, using the maps in this very building, went on to write all the James Bond stories, but also Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, a favourite of kids and petrol heads like me who love cars. And so this is his manuscript draft of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So take a look.